Hey guys, it's Cynthia. Welcome back to my channel. So the other day I was going through my Google Photos and I was in the process of like moving stuff around, and I came across a bunch of my old skin photos from when I was at like my peak acne breakouts, and I was just like, oh my goodness. Like, I don't know, I hadn't seen them in a while, and my skin has improved significantly after I went on Accutane, and so I was just kind of honestly shook by my own pictures and like how long they've been, and just honestly how far I have come since those times, because those were some really emo times, like when my skin was breaking out like crazy. Also, one other thing that I noticed when all my photos were transferring was that I think all the periods where I had really bad breakouts, deadass, were like when I was with my ex-boyfriend. Like, I'm not saying that's the reason why, and I know correlation does not mean causation. However, I could not help but kind of geek at like how well aligned those timelines were. I was like, what the heck? But anywho, just an interesting observation. Since today I'm going to be talking about like my current state of skin and everything, I'm not wearing any kind of face makeup, just so you know, I could just be like super transparent and you guys can see the improvement and everything. So backstory on my acne. So over the course of like, I would say about 5 years, when it was like really intense, basically what would happen is I would have a really intense breakout that would last like about a year or so, and then during that time I would find some sort of treatment that would temporarily work very well to cure my acne. So that would include like a bunch of extraction facials and just like other facial stuff like that. I made a video about like the pantothenic acid pills that I took. I think that works for some people long term, but my acne was actually just so freaking strong that that only helped keep my skin clear for about a year, and then it would come back like a year later full force all over again. And then at that point I was also just like, oh my goodness. And basically it was just that kind of cycle where it'd be like, you're really, really bad, you're pretty good, you're really, really bad, and then a year of like, okay, better again. And honestly, the third time that I'd gotten like a really, really, really terrible breakout, like I'll insert pictures of like what kind of level of bad I'm talking about, but it was freaking bad. At that point I was like in a very, very like negative headspace, because honestly having acne that bad made me really depressed, made me just like less willing to spend time with people and friends because I was so embarrassed about my face, and it like physically hurt a lot because it was very cystic, and just in general it like really put me in a very bad place, and I knew I could not take it anymore, and that I needed to do something that could actually potentially solve it once and for all. And so that's when I decided to like take the leap and go on Accutane. So I've documented the majority of my Accutane journey on YouTube. I realized I never did like a complete follow-up final reflection type of thing. I like sort of did that like right after I finished it, but I know for a lot of people their skin reacts differently afterwards, and I wanted to share my experience about how my skin has been doing since completing Accutane. So it's been about 2 months, 2 years since I have officially started Accutane, and that's a super long time, but I'm very, very happy to say that, knock on, you know, wood, all the wood out there in the world, please, that like my acne should probably not be coming back anymore. I've been really lucky to be able to have generally clear skin after going off of it, with like minimal like side effects even throughout the whole time I was on it, and like nothing really afterwards. But either way, when I initially went on Accutane, I did not go in with the idea that it would like 100% solve everything, because like my acne was so bad that I didn't think such a thing was like even possible. In my mind, if Accutane could even just make my skin at like a more manageable condition, like that alone would already be a success, because that's just how bad my skin was. And luckily for me, Accutane worked very well and was able to clear out all of my cysts and like really, really, really painful acne and everything like that. That's not to say I don't get pimples anymore. I just feel like the amount of pimples I get are more on par with like what a normal person would get, because before they were like really extreme. I still get like pimples here and there when it's like that time of the month, or like when I'm really stressed or eating like really, really bad or something. But all in all, I'm just at a place that is so much better than when I was breaking out like crazy. If you've also been experiencing a lot of breakouts and you've been considering going Accutane, I think it's important to go in with that same mindset where the expectation for Accutane is not necessarily to like completely eradicate all of the acne on your face, because everyone reacts differently. It's not 100% guarantee, and relapses are common and happen. But I think if you go in hoping for something that will bring your skin to like a more manageable condition, that will be a good way to go about it. If anything, actually, when you're on Accutane, I would say that's actually when your skin is the most, like, for lack of better words, like invincible, because I don't know, for me, a lot of times I break out based off of, like I said, what I'm eating, how stressed I am, and just like a bunch of other factors. But when you're on Accutane, the drug itself is so powerful that like it just basically negates all the effects that those other things usually might give you. So your skin is actually probably going to be at its clearest when it's on Accutane, but with the right kind of maintenance and just like care afterwards, I think you can definitely achieve like really, really good, healthy, clear skin after you're off of Accutane too. If you're someone who's been on Accutane in the past already, or you're going to be going off of it soon, I do have some tips I'd like to share for how to like keep your skin clear. Some of these are just tips that would apply in general if you're trying to have like healthy, clear skin, but in general these are important things that you probably want to keep in mind and practice in your life too. So first would definitely be just trying to eat like a clean diet, and just like taking a lot of the junk out of it. Like I said, I'm someone whose skin is very reactive and sensitive to the foods I eat, so that means like anything that's like super fried, oily, anything, like it can oftentimes like cause inflammation and as a result produce breakouts on my face. And so knowing that, I do try and typically avoid those types of foods when I can. I mean, fried chicken is my favorite food, so I don't fully avoid it, but you know, when I can, I definitely try to, because I just would never want to trigger any kind of skin reaction as bad as what my breakouts were in the past ever again in my life, hopefully, please. And along with eating well, making sure to hydrate. I've been definitely really not as great about drinking so much water ever since we started working from home, just because I am no longer like always going to like the water fountain and stuff. However, I think definitely drinking a lot of water will help flush out a lot of the toxins in your body and just in general maintain like more hydration, and it be really, really beneficial for your skin. One other thing is that even though after Accutane, chances are your skin will be in a much better place and might seem like it's completely solved and free of acne, you have to make sure to continue practicing a good, thorough skincare routine and being like very disciplined about it. I still have like a very set skincare regimen that I do every morning, every evening, and all of that is really just to make sure that I'm taking good care of my skin so it does not like have any reason to be going down like a really bad acne path all over again, because cleansing and treating your skin is very important on the regular, and these are all kind of like preventative measures. Another thing that you want to try and do is get some regular exercise in that'll get you sweating, because again, that's all about pushing out the toxins. One thing that I did notice after I was on Accutane, I think I mentioned this on one of my old videos, it's like ever since I started Accutane, my face tends to get red a lot more easily. Even right now, I'm kind of looking like, I guess it's okay, but it's a little bit hot, so I was like, oh, maybe my face is gonna turn red. But definitely I've noticed my face will tend to get a lot more red more quickly than it was before. Personally, I feel like it's because when you're on Accutane, it really just speeds up the cell turnover and you're just always exfoliating and shedding all the time, to the point where maybe the skin barrier is a little thinner. Honestly, I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, that's just my theory on that. But I notice my face does get a little bit red, but like especially when I exercise, I look like a freaking tomato now, but it's okay because I'm all about pushing out those toxins. And finally, one thing you might want to look into after you're off of Accutane and once your skin is kind of like settled and transition out of the medication, is to actually look into maybe getting another prescription topical, so just some sort of lotion or cream depending on what your skin needs are. For me, I actually regularly use Retin-A / like tretinoin, which is a vitamin A cream. It's prescription, and what it does is it just speeds up the cell turnover. So similarly to Accutane, where it just kind of like really encourages a lot of like shedding on your face, which will actually help to reduce the appearance of like fine lines and wrinkles and pimples as well. So it's something that works for anti-aging as well as acne and just like texture. And I went on Retin-A/tretinoin primarily because like I said, my skin was much better, but I would still get some pimples here and there, and I also was noticing a lot more texture on my forehead at one point, and I wanted something that could like target those areas. But I mean, I told myself I honestly refuse to take any more like oral antibiotics for my skin ever. I'm just so done with that. But yeah, if you're not able to get prescription, good option to look into is also Curology. Curology will pair you with a dermatologist, and they'll be able to incorporate some of these prescription only ingredients into your formulation, and that would be another really great way to get access to those treatments if you don't have a dermatologist. I mean, that's basically all I wanted to share. At the end of the day, I have no regrets about going on it. I know at the time it was like a huge decision, and I wasn't sure if I was ready to do it or if it would be worth it for me, but it has 100% been worth it. I'm no longer like constantly stressing or like depressed about my skin or my appearance because of my acne, and just in general, honestly, it also saves me a lot of money from just spending on a lot of skincare products I want to try to like cure my acne, because that was something I was kind of like caught up in the past. We're always trying to buy the next new acne product, hoping and just like really wishing that it'll work, and that kind of adds up over time. So I'm really glad it's put me in a position where I no longer have to do that. And so basically that's my update on my skin. I am pretty clear, if I do say so myself, a little sweaty, but pretty clear, and I'm in a much better place with like my mindset when it comes to skincare. So if you're someone who's currently going through a really hard time with acne on your face, first of all, I really know how it feels, and I just want to encourage you to keep your chin up and keep going. I know you'll eventually come across something that works for you, whether that is Accutane or something else, but don't give up and try your best to not let it get to you, even though I know it's definitely hard. And if you're currently going through Accutane, well, stay strong as well. You're almost there. And if you're someone who's considering it, obviously do your own research. Like, make sure you talk to a professional dermatologist before going on it. And I really do hope my videos that are related to acne can be helpful or offer some sort of support, knowing that you're definitely not alone going through this. But yeah, so that's kind of my final update on my skin currently and everything. Obviously, if anything changes, I will let you guys know, but I really hope it doesn't, because I don't think I can handle another round of really bad acne, mentally, physically, emotionally, all of the above. That said, I will continue to share skincare related videos on this channel. I really want to do some more fashion videos, lifestyle, things like that, and just kind of branch out a bit more. And I really hope you guys who are subscribed are willing to stick around for that. And thanks so much for watching and supporting me throughout all of this. As you can see, we have come a very long way if you were to compare this to like 2 years ago. But yeah, I'm really grateful for all of you guys, and I hope everyone's staying safe. Please subscribe if you're not already to this channel, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.